Hello, everyone. Welcome to another yoga class for the Sauvage Sisterhood. I am Brandy Oswald, your host and teacher and founder of Sauvage Wellness. Today's class is a cycle syncing yoga class designed for the ovulation phase of your cycle. Ovulation is all about high energy, lots of movement, vibrancy, and feeling really energized. So today's class is going to be short but spicy. That's the best part about the ovulation phase as well, is that it's a big burst of vibrant energy, but we don't have to keep it up for forever. It's a short phase and it's full of spicy vibrancy. And that's what this class is going to be all about. As we're moving through, feel free to add things in, take things out, kick it up a notch, take it down a notch, whatever you're needing. Let this class meet you where you're at. So everything I'm teaching is just a suggestion for something you could do. Feel free to make this your own. So when you're ready, I'll have you meet me on the mat. We're going to start in child's pose. Toes together, knees open, chest sinking down towards the floor. I'll meet you there in just a second. So as we're arriving on our mats, coming into that child's pose shape, we bring the toes together. The knees can be open. I like mine nice and wide towards the edges of the mat. Hips sink back and we start to lengthen out through those arms. Nice and long here as you're stretching out the spine, stretching into the hips, coming into a nice, deep, steady breath. Now, I like to keep my breath in through the nose, out through the nose. It's a nice heat-building breath that's great for this ovulation phase, building that vibrancy, that short spiciness of the practice. Taking a few moments in this child's pose just to arrive on your mat, slowing down the breath, arriving in your body. As you do, starting to connect inward and noticing what your body's craving in this moment. We'll try to meet that throughout our practice. And then inhale, we'll walk the arms over to the right, stretching out the left side of the body here. And then we'll inhale to center and exhale over to the other side. Next inhale, take it back to center, exhale here. We'll inhale, draw this forward and up towards our tabletop, hands and knees. Slide those knees in beneath the hips, wrists beneath the shoulder. And just starting to circle out those hips a little bit, loosen up, some free form movement, whatever feels best. And then when you're ready, we'll take a few cat-cows here, loosening up the spine. We're going to inhale, lift the tailbone, chest, and gaze. Exhale, round it out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round it out. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale, round it out. Inhale to that neutral spine. Find that tabletop, press the floor away, squeeze the belly in. On an inhale from here, take that right leg, stretch it back behind you. Point the toe here, or you can flex, whichever feels best. Pressing into that right hand, take that belly, pull it in and up. Then from here, coming to left fingertips, or maybe extending out through the left fingers. Beautiful, nice and long. Feeling that belly start to fire up. Option to add a flow, exhale, knee and elbow together. Empty the belly as you squeeze in. Inhale, extend out. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, extend it out. 2 more. Last one. Beautiful. Exhale, hand comes down. From here next, exhale, bring that right knee down. We'll switch sides. Left leg, inhale, extend it long. Point through the toe or flex, whichever feels best. Grounding into that left hand, pull the belly in and up. Little tuck of your tailbone, extend the right arm out in front. Nice big breath. Option to add your flow. It's an exhale when the knee and elbow come together. Inhale when you extend. Exhale to draw in. Inhale, extend. 2 more. Last one. Inhale, extend. Hand comes down first. Press in, get nice and tall. Exhale, knee comes down. Beautiful. From here, tuck the toes. We're going to shift those hips back towards the heels. And then from here, start to lift up. Keeping the weight back towards the hips, pressing back against the palms, start to extend the hips up, finding that first downward facing dog. You'll notice in downward dog, what I'm not doing, I'm not sending weight forward towards my hands and a rounding here through my back. Not what's happening. See this curve that happens? Instead, what I'm doing, my weight's not in my hands. My weight is going to be back in my hips and in my feet. So from here, I bend the knees and I take that curve out of the spine. So where it was rounding, I bend the knees and I point the hips up to the ceiling, lengthen out that spine. And then I press against the palms to really shift my weight back to the back edge of the mat. And then option here to start to straighten through the legs, grounding the weight down to the heels. Legs do not have to be straight, knees can stay bent. But the goal here is to get the weight up towards your hips and down towards the backs of the legs, rather than sinking into the hands, into the arms and shoulders. 5 breaths here. Warm up that downward dog. Option to pedal out the feet if you'd like. Last round of breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, bend your knees, lift your hips up higher to the sky, tip your gaze forward, keep your thighs towards your chest if they can, your thighs are pressing in towards your belly. And from here, keeping the hips high, step one foot, then the other towards the hands, and exhale, fold. That keeps that integrity, that engagement through the core muscles. Exhale here, releasing any way that feels best. You can sway it out, you can shake the head, wiggle the arms. Beauteous. Inhale to center. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Belly pulls in and up. Back of the neck is long. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift, rise through that flat back, sweep all the way up and reach up. Look up. Exhale, sweep the arms down at the side of the body. Beautiful. Coming into our sun salutations. From here, we're going to inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, lowering down through plank or knees, chest, and chin. I'll show you the 2 options. Plank here is elbows in at the ribs, lowering straight down. And from here, knees, chest, and chin is knees down, Elbows in, chest comes out in front. Dip the chest to the mat. Slide down to the thighs. Either way you choose it, we're going to lift up from here. Upward facing dog. You can also press toes to the mat. Lift the thighs. You're going to lift up out of your chest. Exhale, using the belly, lift the hips up and back. Find that downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Don't worry if you didn't get the hang of that the first time around. That's okay. We've got a few more sun salutations coming your way, so you'll have lots of opportunities to really get that one honed in. Next, inhale, bend the knees, hips go high, step the feet to the hands. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise. All the way up, reach up. Exhale, hands towards the hips, Samasthiti. Again, inhale, sweep the arms, same thing. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step it back, your choice. Moving down through that plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, use that belly, downward facing dog. Next, inhale, bend your knees, lift to the thumbs. Option here if you want, you can float those feet forward. It's like a little hop, but really we're using engagement through the belly to bring feet to hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms, rise it up. Exhale, standing Samasthiti. One more here, inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Holding here. In through the nose, out through the nose with that breath. Build that heat, build that fire. Next, inhale, pull the belly in, lift the hips, step or float, feet to hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, standing Samasthiti. We're going to add on, turning this into sun salute. B. From here, bend the knees, chair pose. Inhale when you lift the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step it back, lowering through that plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, press up through the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plant the left foot, right foot steps forward between the hands, left heel to mat, arms lift upward in warrior one. One big breath to the top. Exhale, take it down, plant the hands, step right foot back. Exhale, lower plank. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Same thing, second side, right foot plants, left foot steps forward. Arms reach up. Exhale when you come all the way back down. It's a long exhale to the bottom of plank. Inhale, lift upward dog. Exhale, hold downward dog. Next, inhale, lift the hips, bend the knees, step or float, feet to hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, rise up to chair pose. Exhale, come to standing Samasthiti. Again, inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot plants, right foot forward, warrior one. Exhale when you come down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, left foot, warrior one. Exhale, back down. Build that heat. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, step or float, feet to hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, rise it up. Exhale, standing Samasthiti. You've got one more. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plank. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right foot, warrior one. Exhale, back down. Side two, inhale, left foot, warrior one. Exhale, back down. We'll hold here, last down dog hold, 5 breaths. Get those hips up, spine long. Beautiful. Left foot comes in towards the center line of the mat. Inhale, sweep the right leg high. Three-legged dog. And then exhale, draw your right knee forward. You're going to drive your right thigh up to your chest, a little rounding in the spine. This is what gives you space to step the right foot between the hands without dragging the foot on the mat. Back heel comes down, toes are in, heel drops back. Windmill up and open, warrior two. Beautiful. Shoulders stacked up over the hips, arms out long, gaze out over those front fingers. Inhale, sweep that front body. You're gonna lift the right ribs up to the sky as you reach back through the right fingers. So it's not a back bend, it's a side stretch on this right side. Beautiful, inhale here. Exhale, release that right hand down. We're gonna inhale, straighten the right leg. I like to shorten my stance, so I heel toe the front foot in. We're coming into triangle. Back toes turned in slightly, front leg straightened. Rather than keeping the hips stacked and reaching way far out long, which is one style of triangle, the way that I'm trained and the way I enjoy is hips come back, gives you more room. Right arm comes out and down. Beautiful. Top ribs spin up to the sky. As they do, right in between the ribs pulls in. Left arm extends. Option, tip the gaze up. Staying here, or top hand can wrap around the low back, fingers coming towards that thigh, gaze down, front hand comes off, we bend the front knee, plant the front hand, lift the back leg, half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. This top hip is rolling open rather than pointing towards the floor. When you're ready to come down, we bend that right leg. All the weight comes back in your right hip. You might even float your right hand. To come down, left arm can counterbalance out in front, bending into that right knee, weight in the right hip till you tap the back toes. Inhale, lift the chest, keep those legs bent in that warrior stance. Sweep it up and back. Reverse that warrior again. Beautiful. Exhale, windmill the hands, frame your front foot, left hand down. From here, we're going to step the right foot back on top of the left, spin it open into your side plank. And then exhale, right hand comes down, square the hips off into your high plank. Inhale here, exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful, nice deep breath. Right foot comes in towards the midline of that mat. Inhale, sweep that left leg up, three-legged dog. And then exhale, left knee and thigh come forward up towards the chest, rounding out so you can place that foot down without the dragging. Ground your back heel. Beauteous. Keep that lunge in those legs. Inhale, reach it up. Windmill open, warrior two, side two. Inhale, we're going to reverse that warrior. Left ribs up to the sky as the left arm extends back. Inhale here. Exhale, release that left arm down. Straighten that left leg, option to heel toe in. Turning those back toes in slightly. Again, you can counter those hips, draw them back behind you. Inhale here. Exhale, left hand down. Right ribs spin up towards the sky, belly pulling in between the rib cages, engaged. Lift that right arm up. When you're ready to find the balance, top arm wraps around the low back, reaching for the top of that left thigh. Starting to bend that front knee, float that left hand, plant the hand, rise the back leg. Half moon. When you're ready to come down, we bend the standing leg, lifting up with that left hand, weight in that left hip. You can counterbalance with the right arm out in front as you slowly come down, ground those back toes. Inhale, reach it up. Keep that lunge, windmill up and back, reverse that warrior. Exhale, windmill the hands down, right hand inside that left foot. We're gonna start to spin open towards the outer edge of that right leg, lifting the left arm up towards the sky, left leg on top, coming into our side plank on the second side. Really lifting here with the top ribs, top hip away from the floor. When you're ready, exhale, top hand down, rotate the hips towards your plank, open those feet up, exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, take it back. Downward dog. Beautiful. Playing here, building a little energy, a little heat to that fire. When you're ready, we're gonna bend the knees. Hips go high, look to your thumbs. And then from here, I want you to jump up, kick yourself in the butt. Looks like this. 1. And take that a few times. 2, 3, 4. One more time. 5. Just for fun, just to be silly, build that heat. And if anyone ever tells you you can't do a handstand, now you can call them a liar because you just did 5 really fast handstands. You jumped up, kicked your butt, only your hands were down. That, my friend, counts as a handstand. When you're ready, walk the feet all the way up to your hands. Exhale, fold it out. Shake the head yes, shake the head no. Beautiful. We'll take one more heat building sequence and then we'll start to take this all the way down to the mat. When you're ready, from here, inhale, extend out, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it in. Inhale, sweep the arms, rise all the way up, reach up, look up. Exhale, hands come down, Samasthiti. Beautiful. With your next inhale, you're gonna lift your right arm and your right legs are gonna lift both your arms and your right leg is gonna follow you up. Looks like this. Nice, nice and tall. Option 1, hold on to that knee, well, just below the knee on the shin as you lift up, holding here. Beautiful. Option 2, you can keep that on your own. Option 3, much more challenging, extend the leg out, hold here. And then when you're ready, wherever you are, sweep that leg back without the toe grazing the mat. We're gonna come all the way back to our warrior 3. Little tuck of your tailbone here. Boop. Arms can come out in front or they can go back behind. Nice. Sending weight into that left hip, the standing hip. We're gonna bend back in that left knee. Feel that left hip engage. Hold here. And then start to come all the way down into that left hip. Ground your back toes. Keep the stance in the legs. Just lift the chest, pull the belly in, rise into your high lunge. Nice deep breath. From here, your back leg can be nice and straight. If you want, you can take a bend to the back leg, tip your tailbone underneath, drive your left hip forward a little bit, and then straighten back out. So your front hip, left hip pulling back, your back hip, right hip driving forward. Keep that belly pulling in. Nice. From here, we're gonna reverse this motion. We're gonna come down, bend into that left leg, get that weight back in the hip, send it forward back to your warrior 3. Start to come forward. This time, instead of coming all the way up, you're gonna drive your right leg up, knee bent, same as before, but this time twist it over top of the left, holding here across leg, or take these toes, tuck them around the shin, coming into eagle pose, maybe wrapping the arms. Garudasana. Oh Lord, I'm just remembering that in the last class I taught on period flow, I called Gomukhasana, cow facing pose, Garudasana. Not that you care, but that's a thing that happened. So this is Garudasana. The pose from the other class is Gomukhasana. Beautiful. Now I distracted you long enough in that very challenging pose. We'll unwind. Inhale, lift that right leg up. Exhale, place it down. Give it a little shake. Bend those knees. Bounce around. Let the arms go. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Give it a little hop, little hop, little hop, little hop. Really release it, let it all go. Release it, let it all go. Nice. When you're ready, come back to stillness. We're gonna take that on the other side. With a big inhale, we'll sweep the arms up overhead. Left leg starts to follow with the knee bent. Again, option 1, you can grab onto the shin, driving up from here. Hold nice and still. This is perfect. Belly nice and engaged. You might release, hold here. Whoop. If that's working out, you can extend from knee to ankle and lengthen it out. Too long of a hold for me there. Ready? Up, boop, extend, boop. Then from here, coming back, nice long straight leg. Sweeping back to that warrior three. Right hip pulls back, left hip pointing down. Arms out in front or back behind. And then when you're ready, bend that right knee, get all the way back into that hip. Start to come down nice and slow. Ground those back toes, keep the lunge in your legs, tucking that back tailbone, that back hip as we rise up into lunge on the other side. Beautiful, nice deep breath right here between the ribs. Pull that in, get nice and strong, just beneath the belly. Pull that in, beautiful. When you're ready, we'll reverse this, start to come forward, weight back in that right hip. Bending that front knee, drive it forward. Warrior three. And then bend that front knee again, rise it up. Left knee bends as we rise, crossing over the right leg. Garudasana. Option to tuck those toes as you wrap around into that eagle pose. To release, we'll just unwind the arms, unwind the legs, step it back out, give it a shake again. Shake out the arms, bend the knees, give it a little bounce. Bounce, 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 bounce. Release it all out, let it all go. And then when you're ready, back to stillness. Start to take this down towards the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, fold it down. Build that heat, that spicy fire, and we'll start to cool it down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, optional vinyasa if you want it. Plank, up dog will meet in downward dog. Beautiful. From your downward dog, just stretch those legs out. Get some length here after those lunges. In time, as you build the strength and the technique of downward dog, it actually becomes a resting pose. So if it feels like you're working really, really hard, shoot me a message in our Facebook group and I can break this down for you, get the technique down so that it starts to become more of a rest rather than a pain in the butt. When you're ready, bend the knees, look to your thumbs, step the feet forward, and we'll come into seated. Beautiful. We're gonna plant the soles of the feet, take your hips, scoot them towards your heels a little bit. We're gonna work on a little bit of belly firing, but we're gonna keep it low on the mat. So we're not gonna work those legs out, build that heat on the lower body anymore. So from here, in your boat beginner variation, but instead of reaching the legs out, we're gonna reach the arms out, we're gonna send the chest back just a little bit, but you're staying nice and lifted up through the chest, long through the spine. Beautiful. Then take the hands, drop them down to the floor. We're gonna inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Keep that going. Feel your belly pull in. Five more here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift and hold. Now pulsing backwards with those hands. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Keep that going. Pulse, 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 pulse. 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Feel that belly. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. 1. And from here, take this all the way down onto your back. Squeeze those knees into the chest. Give yourself a big hug. Yes. Roll out that low back. Send those circles around in the other direction. We're going to do one more to fire up the belly here, and then we're going to take this thing all the way down, closing out our practice. So those knees are going to stay in towards the belly to start. Squeeze your belly in, coming into stillness. You're gonna tuck the chin, lift the head, the shoulders up off the mat. So now you're in a really tiny little ball. You're gonna inhale, stretch the legs out, arms overhead. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, in. Keep that going. We'll take 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold here. 1, squeeze it in. Head and shoulders come down. Beautiful. Beautiful. We'll take those legs, stretch them out nice and long. Send the arms up overhead. Stretching the body opposite directions here to straighten out, lengthen out that core. Reach through the fingers, press through the toes. We'll take some release here for the belly. You can keep the arms long or bend at the elbows, grabbing into opposite elbow overhead. We're going to inch those arms over to the right side. And then from there, walk the legs over to the right side, keeping the hips, the chest where they are. So you're making the shape of a crescent moon or the shape of a banana here. And you'll feel a nice long stretch down the left side of your body as you reach arms and legs to the right. Beautiful. Release those legs first, back to center. Arms back to center, and this time we'll come over to the left with the arms. And then over to the left with the legs. Inhale, we'll start to come back to center. The legs can come first. Exhale those arms back. Beautiful. Release the arms back down. We're going to hug the knees back in towards the chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. Coming into our supine twist, knees over to the right side. Arms open up wide like a T. Or you can press that right hand down on top of the legs as you start to draw your left shoulder and left ribs down to the floor. Inhale, knees to center, and exhale over to the other side. Inhale those knees back to center. Beautiful. From here, we'll release the hips a little bit. Take your right ankle up over top of that left knee. Hands slide around that left thigh. And from here, pressing your right hip open, right knee open towards the sidewall. We're going to draw that left leg in towards the chest. And from there, we'll gently switch. Left ankle over top of that right knee. From here, slide the arms around that right thigh. And from here, pressing that left hip open, starting to draw that right leg in. And then we'll gently release. One more time, hug those legs in. Releasing the weight from the feet and the ankles from those standing balance poses. We'll send the legs up towards the sky. Ankles stacked up over the hips. You can bend the knees a little bit. From there, that'll take your ankles off stack. And then from here, just give them a little shake. You can let the feet be heavy. Let those legs bounce around. You can open them up, send them back together. Getting a release here, driving weight down towards the sacrum, the low back. Nice. And when you're ready, just gently letting those legs fall towards the mat. Coming into our final resting pose, Shavasana. Option here, if you want to cover up with a blanket, you're welcome to. Before we come all the way to Shavasana, we're just going to pause with soles of the feet together, knees open, just to release those inner hips and thighs. And holding here for as long as you'd like, and whenever you're ready, beginning to lengthen those legs out. Coming into Shavasana, your final resting pose. And as you come into Shavasana, just really allowing yourself to slow down. But as you do, you can remain with that buzz, that tingling sensation, that buzzing of the vibrancy that fills us in this stage of our cycle, in this ovulation phase, full of energy, vibrancy, almost a buzz. You can use this time to savor that feeling. To embrace this gift of energy and vibrancy at this time. Rather than needing to slow all the way down, to stop all the thoughts, to be completely still. You might trade that during this phase of the cycle for an ability to embrace your energy, your vibrancy, your movement, your buzz in this stage.
Om Purnamida Purnamida Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishate Om Purnamida Purnamida Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishate Om Purnamida Purnamida Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. When you're ready, deepening the breath, bringing movement gently back into the body. And if you choose, closing your practice right here in Shavasana, or as you'd like, coming back into a seated position. And I'll leave us with a reading from Women Who Run with the Wolves, a shortened version of the one that I read for our menstrual phase yoga class.
This is on women's innate ecology. Even if we have been working, sexing, resting, or playing out of cycle, it does not kill the wild woman. It only tires us out. The good news is that we can make the necessary corrections and return to our natural cycles again. It is through the love for and the caring for our natural seasons that we protect our lives from being dragged into someone else's rhythm, someone else's dance, someone else's hunger. It is through validation of our distinct cycles for sex, creation, rest, play, and work that we relearn to define and discriminate between all our wild senses and seasons. And so as we close our practice, taking a moment of mindfulness to recognize your own natural cycles and seasons, to recognize that it is your duty to honor them. For quite often the world around us and society at large does not. They do not embrace our cyclical flowing way of being, and therefore you must. And so with this class, with this practice, we've taken the opportunity to honor where we're at in our cycles today as we're on that ovulation phase of our natural season, embracing our energy, our vibrancy, our aliveness at this time, and recognizing that in a week, it is okay if we don't feel this same enlivened energy. This energy is for today. What comes tomorrow, that's for tomorrow. We'll close our practice, hands together in front of the heart, like a prayer, Anjali Mudra, by saying Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, means peace, peace, peace. Thank you so much for practicing. I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful rest of your ovulation phase. Thank you.